Well, for a bit more on this, our French politics editor, Marc Perelman, is with me. And Marc, it's a rather unusual moment, isn't it, today? Because we have near total agreement among French lawmakers who are so divided on many other issues, from the economy to the war in Israel and Gaza.
Yes, a very unusual setting, as you said, the Palace of Versailles. This is the only place that can host the members of the Senate and the National Assembly, which is why they're voting today. It's not because we're going back to the monarchy and so on, but this is actually a very important moment for the Parliament. The President cannot attend this. This is why we saw the Prime Minister address this very solemn gathering. And yes, as you said, we've seen infighting in Parliament over pensions, over immigration, over budgetary texts, and so on. And so it's very unusual to see from the far left to the far right near unanimity in pushing this bill enshrining the right to abortion in the French constitution. We heard speeches after speeches saying, oh, how this is important, everyone focusing on another issue, but they all agree on this. And this was not a given, because this really was provoked by what happened in the U.S., clearly, 2 years ago. And this was seized upon by the left, initially, the far left. And then President Macron thought, I haven't been able to reform the Constitution on other issues at all. This has been one of his failures. I can maybe do this on this very symbolic issue of the right to abortion, and this is happening today.
And some opposition figures in Parliament, Marc, it's worth saying, even though they support abortion rights in general, are slightly wary of changing the Constitution. Explain to us their concerns.
Yes, their concerns are that there's no need to have a constitutional guarantee. Abortion is something accepted, well protected in a country like France. There's no need to enshrine this in the Constitution, because then this opens the door to a number of other issues that people want then to be enshrined in the Constitution. So they're saying, why do we need such a guarantee, the highest level of guarantee, the Constitution, for something that's really well accepted, that there's not so much controversy like we are seeing in the US or in other countries. So why do we need this? Eventually, they did not dare to oppose this. There were some moves maybe in the Senate, which is dominated by the right, that maybe they would want a slightly different text. They needed to have exactly the same text voted in the National Assembly and in the Senate for this to happen today, that there would be a similar text adopted by both chambers. You need 3/5 of a majority, which is something that's clearly guaranteed today. But there were some people who were not totally at ease with this, but they went along actually because of probably what's happening in the U.S. and what we're seeing in other European countries, where sometimes your women's rights are being challenged by very conservative countries. We've seen this happen, for example, on the issue of abortion in Poland just a few years ago. So there was, in the end, a consensus to make France the first country to enshrine the right to abortion in the Constitution. Obviously, it remains to be seen whether other countries will decide to follow suit.
All right, Marc Perelman, thanks very much.